I'm Michelle Welch. I've been meditating now for about close to 20 years, I think. And, back in the beginning, it was tough. I still have my days. And so we all have been there where what I see is when the stress is a little higher, that's when the monkey brain, that hamster wheel overthinking seems to happen. And these days we have layers of stress. And so today we're going to try and peel off some of those layers, get off that hamster wheel, and see if we can kind of calm that monkey brain down a little bit. But we got to celebrate. We're good thinkers. We know how to think. We need to think. We solve things. We create things with our mind. But it's that clutter that's sucking the energy out of us. Just like in our own homes, if we have too much clutter, it can also kind of deplete our energy. So let's just jump in with something I want you to try with me. Don't do this if you're driving and you're listening on the replay. Just follow along and make sure you can either sit calmly or stand. That will work too. Okay, so let's start with, if you want, you can close your eyes. I usually like to do these exercises by closing my eyes. And I'm going to take you through this quick little exercise before we dive into the three super important shifts we're going to work on today. So close your eyes and think about one of your favorite foods. Just think about that for a moment. I know there's probably a lot, but just randomly grab one. And let's imagine that you've got it in front of you and you are seeing the colors of that food, whether it's already cooked or whether it's in its raw form. That's your choice. And what's the texture? Take a look at that. So you're going deeper into using your eyes. We're very visually oriented. And so you're going to use your eyes to examine it. Turn it over in your mind's eye, look at it. Maybe it's on a plate, maybe it's in your hand, in your imagination. And now move into, is there a smell to this food? Is it cooked? Is it raw? Can you smell it? Or can you activate in your imagination the thought? So we're playing with thoughts here. We're choosing thoughts. Choose thoughts about what it smells like. So you're working on your memory, but you're activating it right now. Is it salty? Is it sweet? Is it oily? So think about those kinds of textures as well, and qualities to it. Okay. And so the other thing is, let's take it up a notch and put it in your mouth. Imagine putting it in your mouth. Is it crunchy? Is it mushy? Is it liquid? Is it thick? Do you swirl it around? You have to work at it in your mouth first. And then imagine, so you're taking it now and you're swallowing it. And you're just following it down. So you're using your imagination and your thoughts to just think these thoughts through. Now, just think about this for a moment. How did you feel about that, eating that food? Thinking about it. Were there memories that came up? Were there additional thoughts about it? Did you feel any guilt about it? Is it labeled as a guilty, forbidden food? We have a lot of baggage around food. Was it labeled as a healthy food? I mean, wow, we got a lot of thoughts about things, opinions about things, about learned opinions and thoughts, and they're all thoughts. Great old brain's doing its thing, okay? Also, while you're listening to me speak, are you thinking, okay, wow, this is really lame? Or maybe, come on, Michelle, get on with it, move a bit quicker. Did you think about that? That's another thought. And then did you move into, oh man, I'm getting hungry thinking about all this food. I should be making my lunch now, if it's lunchtime in your part of the world. Or maybe you're thinking about all the things you should be doing. You should be saying, oh, you forgot to send that email. I've got to go pick up that thing. I've got to help that family member. Are those thoughts creeping in too while we're doing this exercise, where really we're just doing a little simple thing, thinking about our favorite food? And I'm sorry if you hear noises in the background, but we've got some renovations going on here. So, all right, if you haven't already opened your eyes, open your eyes. The biggest thing that you may have discovered right now, which is a huge win, which means, I'm so proud of you for being here, is because you're already aware of your thoughts and you're already aware of the practice of overthinking. If you can call it a practice, it's sort of like being caught, because we get caught on that hamster wheel and we overthink. That self-awareness is a huge, bigger than you realize step in learning to de-stressify your mind, because the second we're under stress, we're more reactive. That's just natural. It's part of our survival instinct, and we're bouncing back and forth between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system all day long. We don't want to be all zen all day, but we also don't want to be bouncing off the walls all day. So our body naturally wants to find that there's no true balance, but we're flowing as needed. And so it's those times when you recognize my brain's on the hamster wheel. I can't stop thinking about the thing, the financial worry, the how to help someone who's not well, your own health, the what ifs, all of those things that activate more negative feelings are the ones that keep us in that stress state and keep us overthinking even more. So we're trying to interrupt that stress by partly giving the brain something to focus on. But here are, I'm going to move into our 3 sort of perspective shifts. I don't want to call them tips. They're not how-tos. They're really what's. They're perspective shifts in how we relate to our thoughts and our mind. And you can use this in all areas of your life. So the first one, and this is the most important one, if you don't hear anything else today, do this, is be kind to yourself when you get in that awareness state of going, oh my gosh, my brain, why can't I shut these off? The minute you notice, instead of being angry or frustrated or annoyed or just feeling more stressed out or give up, be kind to yourself. You kind of need to shift into the mode of this. What I like to use is thinking, okay, I'm a really good thinker. Thanks, brain, you're doing your thing. But, and here's the next part of part 1, shift number 1, is that you shift into allowing those thoughts to flow by. And I teach this in my classes, and it's a practice, like going to the gym and working out those biceps or those abs. You got to keep doing it. Practice letting them go by. Some people like to imagine you take that worry thought or that busy mind and you say, okay, I'm a good thinker. I'm not going to be mad. It's just what you do, but I'm going to let you float on by on a leaf down the river. Or maybe you imagine writing that thought on a pebble and see yourself tossing it out to sea. Or the one I like to use is I imagine that thought. Yes, I acknowledge it's there. I've got the thought. I don't need it right now. I'm going to wash it down through my body. I imagine going all the way down through my body to my feet and into Mother Earth. So in each example, we're not burying a thought or a concern, because maybe we have to deal with those. But what we're trying to do is allow them to flow and arrest and interrupt the stress cycle that keeps us in the loop. It's the loop that's exhausting. It's the loop that doesn't get us anywhere, right? It's like that rocking chair analogy. If you're rocking and worrying, you're not going anywhere. You're in that loop. That's why I like the hamster wheel, because it's just around and around. So by acknowledging you're a thinker, being kind to yourself, and then letting it flow. This may just seem like, yeah, right, I can't do it. But yes, I challenge you. I bet you can do it. Even if it's for a few seconds. It takes practice. So again, don't get mad at yourself. Come back to yourself. Go, okay, yeah, I'm really into this thought right now. And it's amping me up. So I'm just going to let it float down. I'll deal with it later. So that's the perspective shift number 1. The second shift that I find is super, super important and so useful is to connect with your body. And there's many ways. Maybe you go for a run, maybe you go for a walk, maybe you get into maybe you dance, you get into your body. But If you can't, say you can't do that. Say it's like 3 in the morning and you woke up and your mind is going around some issue, and you think it's thinking and solving, but it's actually not, because everything keeps looping around. That's the hamster wheel. So you can't necessarily jump up and do your fitness activity or dance. You could try maybe, but here's what I like to do is I take my hands and put them on my lap, on my thighs, and feel your hands touching your legs. Um, the mind likes to notice things. And if we tell the mind to go notice our legs, that they're solid and they're here and they're real and you're alive, it's calming. And again, we're interrupting. But if we do it with anger, frustration with ourselves, oh my gosh, this is happening again, we've skipped step number one. So always, always do step one, is forgive yourself, inner kindness with that self-awareness. So you can touch your legs, helps anchor you. You can, another one I love is moving to your awareness of your feet. So say you need to get up at 3 in the morning. Get up and feel your feet on solid Mother Earth and recognize that she's holding you up. The gravity, hey, it still works. Those simple kind of flip statements actually kind of make you laugh and lighten up a little and go, okay, yep, the sun is going to come up tomorrow. This is a thought. I'm not going to amplify it and give it any more attention right now. I'm going to let it flow. And it's a practice. So that's the second one for getting into your body. There's another one that you can try that you can do more when you're, well, I'll let you decide. It's involving your finger. So you look at your finger and just notice, oh, mine's so crooked. I must have broken it at one time. Anyway, you look at your finger and then you look across the room. Okay? And then you look at your finger and you notice things about your finger, and really just focus on your finger, and then focus on the wall across the room and what's on that wall. Notice the colors, and is there something on the wall? And then you come back. And so we're focusing our mind. We're stopping those thoughts. We're getting off the hamster wheel by focusing our mind on something. You don't have to do your finger. You could do something that's in your close range. Could be a book or a glass of water or something on a desk or a table or whatever. And so you do that back and forth. And each time you can expand. So when I'm looking at my finger, I could be then now looking at the peripheral of where my finger is in space, relationship to me and the things around me, and my laptop and all the things on my desk. And then when I look across the room, I can look at that thing I was looking at, but then let my peripheral vision see the other things in the room. It's just it's kind of like a timeout for the hamster wheel. And so that's another one that comes under the umbrella, and you I'm sure have other tools and tricks that you have used, but recognize that connecting with your body. That's the second one. And the third one, and how am I doing for time? Okay. And the third one is to connect with your breath. And I know you've heard this before, and I do talk about it a lot, but it's always with you. And yes, when you're stressed, your breath might be so tight and up high that you might not feel like it's calming you. But what I'd like you to pay attention to is your nose. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Of course, if you have allergies right now, that might be tough. So if it is too hard to breathe out through your nose, then exhale slowly and long through your mouth. This is not really a technique per se. It's there's just been so much research out now, which I won't get into all of it, about what's happening when we breathe in and out only from our nose. And yes, there are other techniques that are fabulous for doing different things. But what I'm talking about right now is using the breath to allow you to reset, peel off a layer, if you will, of stress. And it also helps stop that hamster wheel, because when we deactivate the stress response, just even a notch with these practices, you can think more clearly. Because then when you're not in stress response, you can more calmly have more space to go, oh yeah, okay, I've been on that loop, I can let it go. So this is another way to step off the hamster wheel is with your breath. Also, a little tip is when you are breathing out slowly through your nose, relax your jaw, drop your shoulders, relax your gut, your belly. Just use it as a trigger to say, okay, I don't have to hold all of that, because again, these thoughts are always revealed in our body. How we stand, how we move is always connected to our thoughts and our feelings. It's like this super highway. And so when we do that nice slow breath out through our nose, we're kind of massaging inside of our body. We're connecting with the vagus nerve, which is signaling our brain and saying, okay, we can simmer down. We can conserve some of our energy. We don't have to spend all of our energy on the worry thoughts. It's exhausting. And I'm picking on worry thoughts only because a lot of times when we're ruminating, we think we're actually thinking about something to solve it, thinking next step, next step, next step. And oftentimes it's not. It's the same, and this is personal experience, it's the same thought really, and just different versions of it looping around. So anyway, let me know if any of this makes sense to you. So let's just have a little bit of ease with this as we forgive ourselves for this brain that it's just doing its thing. We've busted that myth. Meditation is about not thinking. How is that possible? So let it go. Meditation is about getting in the flow, noticing, self-awareness. The mindfulness is all about noticing, and you let it go. And then you will find, as you calm the nervous system and you practice, you'll get into those little gaps of space where everything's really calm. It's that inner peace, but then it allows you to get into your life still. Quick summary. Number 1, don't get mad at yourself. Number 2, connect with your body. Number 3, connect with your breath. And so you can take these and practice into your own meditation practice or your mindfulness techniques that you use. And if you're not sure where to start with this, I've got a link in the description to my mini meditation cue cards. You can go and grab those. I think there's 4 of them. They're super easy little mini meditations that you can pretty much do anywhere. I want you to not feel you have to make a big deal out of, oh, it's my time to meditate. It doesn't need to be a big deal. If you enjoy that kind of a practice, then continue with it. But if you want to just try this out and see if these techniques work, if these shifts work for you, then go for it. So until next time, have fun and get off that hamster wheel. Take care, everyone. Bye.